All right, so are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
Today we're going to dive deep into Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. We've got some really interesting excerpts from the book. I think they're going to spark some great conversation. You know how Dr. Dispenza kind of sits at this intersection of like science, quantum physics, and human potential?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're going to be exploring today. I'm excited to see, what we pull out of this.
Yeah, it's definitely a deep dive. It's going to challenge what we think we know about ourselves and our potential.
I love that. Okay, so Dispenza, he kicks off the book with this story about his trip to Milarepa's cave, up in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Milarepa, the yogi, he supposedly defied, the laws of physics. So anyway, Dispenza's at the cave, and the guide makes this really interesting point about Milarepa's perspective.
What'd he say?
Well, he said that to Milarepa, the cave wasn't a limitation, it was an experience.
Whoa. I like that.
Right, instead of seeing this physical barrier as something holding him back, he saw it as an opportunity.
Yeah, so powerful.
It is. It totally shifts your perspective, right? It's instead of seeing obstacles as the end of the road, what if we saw them as a chance to grow, to learn something new?
I like that.
And that actually perfectly segues into Dispenza's own realization about skeptics. I mean, I think we all struggle with this, right?
Totally, yeah.
So he realized that trying to convince skeptics, it was actually draining his energy, So instead, he decided to just focus on the people who were open to the possibilities, which I think is something we can all relate to, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just got to let go of the need to prove yourself, especially to people who just aren't ready to listen.
It's exhausting, honestly, trying to convince people.
Exactly. Imagine what you could accomplish if you took all that energy you spend trying to win over the doubters and poured it into your own growth. Or connecting with people who are on the same wavelength.
That's the ticket right there. Honoring your own inner truth and surrounding yourself with people who support your vision. Which actually, that kind of perfectly brings us to Dispenza dives into this research about the heart's energy.
Okay, yeah. Not metaphorically speaking, he's talking about the heart.
Literally, yeah.
The actual electromagnetic field that the heart generates, which, by the way, is way stronger than the brain's.
Way stronger.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is. And he talks about how this field can influence others. He even gives this example of a group of people achieving heart coherence simultaneously. So, their heart rhythms synced up. It's like their hearts were talking to each other.
Too wild, right?
It is wild. So hold on. If we can, unconsciously influence each other's heart rhythms, what could happen if we all learn to harness that power intentionally?
Right.
Right? Okay, but let's get back to the power of the individual for a second. So Dispenza shares this story about Anna, and it's actually really powerful because she went through some really, really tough times. And she was carrying a lot of trauma and stress, and it was impacting her physical health.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was really struggling.
It's amazing how much our mental and emotional states can affect our physical well-being, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's easy to read Anna's story and just feel totally overwhelmed by everything she went through, But here's the thing that really struck me. Even in the face of all that, she was able to heal.
That's incredible.
Right. I mean, if she can do it, what's stopping us from overcoming our own obstacles?
That's the question. And Dispenza, actually, the book goes deeper into how she used meditation to heal herself, which we can get into later.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that. But now we're gonna step into the quantum realm, so brace yourselves.
Oh boy, here we go.
I know, right? So Dispenza starts talking about this concept of the quantum field, and he describes it as this realm of infinite possibilities.
So what's that mean exactly?
Well, think of it like it's this field of pure potential where literally anything is possible. And he explains that to really tap into this field, we have to enter as nobody.
Enter as nobody.
Yeah. Enter as nobody, meaning we need to shed all of our limitations, our preconceived notions of who we are and what's possible, and instead align ourselves with the potentials we desire.
So it's like stepping outside of ourselves, our limited selves.
Exactly, and merging with this vast field of pure potentiality.
I like it. It's a powerful image.
It is, and he actually offers all sorts of meditation techniques to help us do this.
Like what?
There's one called the Blessing of the Energy Centers.
Okay.
There's another one called Tuning In to New Potentials. And there's even a walking meditation.
Interesting.
Right. Now, I gotta admit, the meditation stuff is really intriguing, but I'm really excited to talk about the mind movies.
Oh, yeah, mind movies.
I mean, who doesn't love a good movie, right?
Right.
But these mind movies, they're a bit different. They're like personalized visualizations of your desired future. So it's like immersing yourself in the feelings and sensations of your dream life, like you're actually living it. And get this, to make them even more powerful, he incorporates kaleidoscope imagery.
That's trippy.
It's like creating this mesmerizing multisensory experience that really imprints that vision onto your subconscious mind.
Wow. And do these things work?
Oh, yeah. He even shares some stories about his students who manifested their mind movie goals. Like some of them actually had to create new mind movies because their original goals are manifested so quickly.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, right? Now, that's what I call a success story. And speaking of success stories, let's talk about Ginny, because she is a powerful example of what is possible when we tap into our inner power. Ginny struggled with chronic back pain for years. She tried every conventional treatment out there, and nothing worked.
I can relate to that.
Right. It's so frustrating. But then she attended one of Dispenza's meditation workshops, and she had a breakthrough experience.
So what happened?
Her pain completely vanished.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, and it was so profound that even her husband knew she was healed before she even told him about it. Talk about a powerful connection.
Wow. That's really something.
So we've got Ginny's story, but then there's Daniel, who had a totally different challenge. Daniel suffered from electromagnetic hypersensitivity. So basically, he was in constant pain from exposure to electromagnetic fields. It was debilitating. He was isolated from the world, feeling really hopeless.
That's tough.
But through meditation, he was able to retrain his brain and body and just completely transformed his life.
So he basically reprogrammed his nervous system.
It's like he did. And then there's Jennifer, who overcame asthma and allergies. Imagine being able to breathe freely for the first time in years, or eat your favorite foods without, any reactions.
That would be life-changing.
It's incredible, right?
It really is.
Jennifer's story really emphasizes the power of visualization and feeling your desired state of health. She was able to eat pizza, which she hadn't been able to do in years, without any issues.
Wow. It's like reclaiming your life.
Right. And Felicia's story is just as inspiring. She was a doctor, so you can imagine her skepticism towards meditation.
Oh, yeah.
But during a workshop, she experienced this profound shift in consciousness, and her eczema completely disappeared. It's amazing what happens when we open ourselves up to new possibilities, isn't it?
It really is. And that's one of the things that Dispenza really emphasizes throughout the book is the science behind heart coherence.
Yeah.
And its incredible effects on the body.
Right. And I think this is where it gets really interesting for those of us who, are curious about the science behind all of this. He talks about how heart coherence can impact everything from your nervous system to your hormones and even gene expression. It's like our hearts hold the key to unlocking a cascade of positive changes in our bodies.
It's so fascinating.
It is, and the research actually backs it up. There's evidence that heart coherence can lower blood pressure, boost brain function, and accelerate healing. It's like a superpower we all possess. But hold on, because Dispenza doesn't stop there. He takes this concept of heart coherence to a whole other level with Project Coherence.
Project Coherence.
Yeah, so this is an incredible initiative that's exploring the potential for global transformation through collective consciousness.
Wait, so they're studying whether a group of people achieving heart coherence can actually influence the world.
Yeah, exactly. They've strategically placed sensors around the globe to actually measure the Earth's magnetic field.
Whoa, hold on. What does that even mean?
They believe that human emotions and intentions can actually influence these fields.
You mean our feelings can actually change the planet's energy?
The research suggests just that. For example, they've found correlations between periods of heightened global stress or unrest and fluctuations in the Earth's magnetic field.
So, when there's a lot of fear and anxiety in the world, the planet's energy field gets all wonky.
That's what the data seems to indicate. But there's a really cool flip side to this. They've also observed that during moments of global unity and compassion, like during major peace rallies or humanitarian efforts, there's an increasing coherence in the Earth's magnetic field.
So it's like our collective consciousness is this powerful force that can either add to the chaos or contribute to a more harmonious state.
It's almost like we're all energetically connected,
It really is mind-blowing, isn't it? And that's the heart of Project Coherence, exploring how our intentions, might actually create a better world.
That's a huge idea. But how do they actually measure something as intangible as collective consciousness?
It's definitely complex.
Yeah.
But they're using some very sophisticated tools to study even like subtle shifts in the Earth's magnetic field. And they're combining that with data about, global events and social trends and stuff.
So it's kind of like this massive science experiment to figure out if we can evolve as a species on purpose.
You could put it that way. Imagine the implications. If we can actually prove that our collective consciousness shapes reality, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for positive change.
Okay, I'm starting to see why they call it becoming supernatural. But let's bring us back down to earth for a minute. What can we as individuals do to be a part of this global shift towards coherence?
Well, Dispenza really emphasizes the importance of cultivating heart coherence in your own life.
So the more each of us taps into emotions like love, gratitude, compassion, the more we're actually contributing to a more coherent world.
Exactly. It's recognizing that your inner state isn't just a personal thing,
Yeah.
It's actually a collective responsibility.
Wow. It's like we're all drops in this ocean of consciousness, and the more we purify our own drop, the cleaner the whole ocean becomes.
I love that analogy. And as we cultivate that heart coherence, we're not just helping the planet, we're also benefiting ourselves.
It's a win-win. Less stress, better health, more potential. Sign me up.
Are we on the verge of some kind of global awakening, do you think? It's an exciting thought, isn't it? But let's not get carried away.
Right. It all starts with what we can control, right? Our own thoughts, feelings, and actions.
And that's a perfect reminder to revisit some of the incredible personal stories that Dispenza shares. Because those really bring these concepts to life, like Stacey's story, for example.
Oh, yeah, Stacy. The one with the meningioma, that's a story that really stuck with me.
Hers is a testament to the power of the mind-body connection for healing. She had this really vivid experience during a pineal gland meditation.
Yeah, with the flash of light and feeling energy entering her ear.
It was. And after that experience, her tumor was gone. Not only that, but her hearing dramatically improved.
It's like her whole system got reset. That challenges our usual ideas about healing, doesn't it? And then there's Donna, the one with the interdimensional beings. Talk about taking things to a whole other level.
Their story takes us beyond the realm of everyday perception. And what's amazing is that these encounters weren't just a one-time thing for her, She had them consistently over multiple workshops.
It's like she was tuning into a different frequency or something.
Exactly. And these experiences were incredibly profound for her. They helped her understand her connection to the universe in a whole new way.
So it sounds like these meditation techniques were like opening a portal to another dimension of reality. But Stacy and Donna aren't the only ones with incredible stories. What about Terry?
Yes. Terry had a remarkable experience during a beach meditation. Imagine the setting, the sun, the sand, the waves crashing.
Sounds super relaxing.
It was, but it was also a moment of incredible transformation for her. During the meditation, she had this sudden realization that all her limiting beliefs, all those things that were holding her back, they were just illusions. And not only her own personal beliefs, but even, those unconscious beliefs she had inherited from her family or society.
It's like she broke free from invisible chains she didn't even know were there.
Exactly. And in that moment of liberation, she was flooded with this incredible feeling of love.
That's beautiful. It sounds like she tapped into a source of pure love within herself.
And here's the really interesting part. This experience happened while she was meditating with a group on the beach.
There's that collective energy again. It's like the combined intention of the group amplified her experience.
It really does point to that interconnectedness. Our individual transformations seem to contribute to a much larger shift in consciousness.
We're all weaving this tapestry of reality together, The more beautiful our individual threads are, the more magnificent the overall tapestry becomes.
That's a powerful image. It speaks to our potential to co-create a world that's more loving, harmonious, and awakened.
So how do we begin to shift our own consciousness? Where do we even start?
That's where Dispenza's meditation techniques come in. He offers practical tools and guidance to help us break free from those limiting beliefs, reprogram our subconscious, and tap into that quantum field of infinite possibility.
So it's not just about daydreaming about a better life. It's about actually doing the work to shift your energy and expand your awareness.
It's about becoming conscious creators of your reality. Now, we've talked about the power of the heart, collective consciousness, and some pretty mind-blowing personal stories. But Dispenza also explores the nature of reality itself, contrasting what he calls space-time with time-space.
Those terms sound pretty complex. Can you break them down for us?
Of course.
Hmm.
Think of space-time as the everyday, three-dimensional world we experience through our senses. It's the world of matter, separation, and linear time.
Okay, that makes sense. That's the world we're familiar with. So what's time-space then?
Time-space is the quantum realm. It's a realm of pure energy and interconnectedness. It's where we experience unity, non-locality, and the eternal present moment.
Whoa, that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. So are you saying that we can access this realm?
Dispenza suggests that we can through meditation and conscious intention. He believes it's not about being bound by the laws of the physical world, but about tapping into this limitless field of energy and potential.
This is where it starts to sound like we really can become supernatural. But how do we actually do that?
He talks a lot about the pineal gland, that tiny, mysterious gland in the center of our brains. He believes it acts like an antenna that can translate frequencies from the quantum realm into images that we can understand.
So the pineal gland is like a bridge between our physical reality and the realm of pure consciousness.
You could say that. He explains that through specific meditation techniques, we can activate the pineal gland and tap into this expanded awareness.
Wow, that's incredible. Activating the pineal gland, it's like turning on our spiritual Wi-Fi. But what does science actually have to say about all of this?
Well, science is still catching up to a lot of this ancient wisdom,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to the pineal gland. But research is growing, showing its role in things like regulating our sleep-wake cycles, producing melatonin, and even influencing different states of consciousness.
So there could be a real biological basis for these mystical experiences.
It's definitely possible. As we learn more about the pineal gland, we might uncover even more about its connection to our spiritual nature.
This is all so fascinating. I'm beginning to see why Dr. Dispenza calls his book Becoming Supernatural. It's like we all have these incredible abilities within us, but we've forgotten how to access them.
And it all begins with a shift in consciousness, a willingness to believe that something more is possible.
So are you saying we can all become supernatural?
I think the real question is, what are you willing to believe?
That's a great question. I'm ready to explore these possibilities further.
Well, in our next segment, we'll delve into the specific techniques and practices that Dispenza outlines for tapping into this supernatural potential. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of how to actually put these concepts into practice.
That's what I'm talking about. Practical tools we can use to transform our lives.
All right, so we've explored some pretty incredible concepts from becoming supernatural, but now let's get practical. How can you actually start tapping into this potential?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and get to work. Where do we begin?
Well, Dispenza provides a whole toolbox of techniques, but one of the most fundamental is meditation. He emphasizes this throughout the book.
Right, meditation. We've touched on it a few times, but let's dive a little deeper. Why is it so crucial? And how does it actually work?
Meditation is all about shifting your awareness from the outside world to your inner world. It's about moving away from, that constant chatter of your thoughts and getting to a place of stillness and pure consciousness.
It sounds simple enough, in theory, but I think anyone who's tried to meditate knows that quieting the mind, it's anything but easy.
I hear you. Our minds are wired to be busy, always looking out for danger, replaying past events, planning for the future. It takes practice and dedication to cultivate that inner stillness.
So what are some of the keys to making meditation really work? What does Dispenza suggest?
He guides you through finding a comfortable position, closing your eyes, focusing on your breath. He also uses visualizations and affirmations to help you shift your energy and connect with that quantum field we talked about earlier.
So it's not just about sitting there trying to empty your mind. There's an active element to it.
Absolutely. You're actively directing your attention, working with specific emotions and visualizing the reality you want to create.
So we're basically using our imagination to reprogram our subconscious minds, like rewiring our brains for success.
You got it. And Dispenza offers some really fascinating insights into how this process works at the neurological level.
Okay, color me intrigued. How does meditation physically change the brain?
When you focus your attention and cultivate those elevated emotions like love and gratitude, you create coherence in your brainwaves. That coherence helps different parts of your brain communicate more effectively, leading to greater clarity, enhanced creativity, and even a stronger intuition.
It's like we're upgrading our mental operating system.
I like that analogy. And as you practice these techniques consistently, those neural pathways become stronger, making it easier to access these states of expanded awareness.
So it's like building mental muscle. The more we train, the stronger we become. But what about the body? We've heard all these amazing stories about people like healing from chronic illnesses through meditation.
Remember Ginny, who healed her back pain,
Yeah.
and Jennifer, who overcame asthma? They were able to shift their energy and literally reprogram their bodies because they shifted their minds first.
So our thoughts and emotions have the power to actually heal us.
It certainly seems that way. Dispenza explains it in terms of how our thoughts and feelings influence gene expression and tap into the body's natural healing abilities.
Wow. Okay, but before we all run off to meditate, I gotta ask, are there any risks involved? I've heard some people say that meditation can be dangerous.
That's a common misconception. When practiced correctly, meditation is generally safe and has tons of benefit.
Okay, good to know. But what about those people who have negative experiences during meditation?
It's true that meditation can sometimes bring up suppressed emotions or memories. That's why it's really important to find a qualified teacher or guide if you're new to meditation or if you have any mental health challenges.
So it's like any powerful tool, you need to use it responsibly and with guidance.
Exactly. As you gain more experience, you'll develop the awareness to navigate any challenges that might come up. But meditation isn't the only tool in the toolbox. Dispenza also talks about the power of visualization, especially with something he calls mind movies.
Right, those super vivid, multisensory visualizations of our dream life.
Yes. He encourages us to infuse those visualizations with powerful emotions to really feel as if those dreams have already become reality. And he even uses kaleidoscope imagery to take it to another level.
No wonder his students manifest their goals so quickly. But there's another technique I was curious about, the walking medication. How does that work?
It's about bringing that heightened awareness and energy you cultivate during meditation into your everyday life. So as you're walking, you're focusing on your breath, embodying the state of being you want to experience, and visualizing your future unfolding as you move.
So you're taking your meditation practice out of the meditation room and into the real world. That's cool.
It can be incredibly powerful for bringing your goals and intentions into reality. But speaking of powerful, Dispenza really emphasizes cultivating heart coherence, not just for the planet, but for ourselves.
We talked about that in the context of Project Coherence, but it's something we can do on a personal level too, right?
Absolutely. It's about intentionally shifting your emotional state to a place of love, gratitude, compassion, and joy.
It's like retraining your heart to beat to a more harmonious rhythm.
I love that. He gives some specific techniques like focusing your attention on the area around your heart and breathing in a rhythmic way.
I'm definitely going to try that. What are some of the benefits of heart coherence?
Reduced stress, a stronger immune system, enhanced intuition. You become more magnetic to positive experiences.
Sounds like the ultimate life upgrade. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. What's the biggest takeaway for you from becoming supernatural?
For me, it's the realization that we're capable of so much more than we've been led to believe. We can heal our bodies, manifest our dreams, and even influence reality itself.
It's like we've been given this incredible power, but we've forgotten how to use it.
That's it exactly. It's time to reclaim that power and create the lives and the world we truly desire.
So to all our listeners out there, if you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and transformation, becoming supernatural is a great place to start. But remember, it's not just about reading the words. It's about putting these practices into action.
Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is transformation. So get out there, explore, experiment, and discover what's possible for you.
That's the perfect note to end on. Until next time, keep those minds open, those hearts alight, and let's create a more supernatural world together.